Okay, let's call this meeting to order. My name is Marge Sagstetter, Vice Chair, Vice President of the Board. Let's do a roll call. Sorry, and our president can't make it today. I don't have my list.
Yep.
Tim, do you want to go through it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Board Member Bender.
Present.
Board Member Giacoletto.
Giacoletto, not here.
Board Member Pearson.
In there.
Chair
In the back.
Oh, actually, here it is.
Chair Cantola.
Tardy.
Vice Chair Sagstetter.
That's me, yes.
Board Member Sarella. Board Member Kittle.
Present.
All right, thank you. I'm not sure if we have to vote on anything today, but we could be short on our count, right?
We have 4.
4? Okay, all right, so all good. All right, let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Okay, approval of the minutes. Did everyone get a chance to read the minutes and any comments?
Approval of the agenda.
I'm sorry?
Approval of the agenda.
Oh, we need to, I skipped a item. We need to approve the agenda for tonight. Are there any comments or questions? I think we have 7 items.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
Thanks, Mike. Second?
I second that.
Thanks, Laura. All right. All right, now we need to approve the minutes from June 18th, 2024, our regular meeting. I do have one comment. I'll just start, if that's okay. Under the Arbor tree giveaway, no page number, but item B, under old business, Arbor tree giveaway, it looks like there's a typo perhaps about halfway through the paragraph. There was a proposal from Mike, so residents who maybe didn't come and pick up their tree, but they asked if the city could make residents who sign up for 2 consecutive years but did not pick up their, and then I think we need to insert tree, they would be ineligible for sign up in the future years, was the proposal. Okay, so just,
Or as Dallas says, put on the wait list,
yeah,
which is probably more appropriate.
right. Are there any other comments or suggestions, corrections to the minutes? If none, believe we need to vote on that. All in favor of approving the minutes as is with that last addition? Oh, we need a motion? Could someone please make a motion?
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve those minutes with the added amendment or
The changes that,
the little change, yeah.
okay.
Second.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, and Laura? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. Okay, next item, open forum. This is an opportunity, I think, for anyone to step up and speak. I have one announcement that I'd like to make. We have been asked about Buckthorn training or information that's available to the public, and the Master Gardeners are offering a Buckthorn class out at the Discovery Center on September 28th. I believe it's at 10 in the morning. And it's open to the public, it's free. We'll take a little walk outside, assuming the weather's nice, but, so a short PowerPoint in the training room there, and then I'll walk outside. So come and join us for the Buckthorn class, if you have any interest.
Date
And
and
you
time
need-
again, please.
September 28th, it's a Saturday at 10 a.m. Yep. And that's offered, by the way, through the Oakdale 50+ group. They're sponsoring it. All right. Anything else on the open forum? Anyone like to comment, take the floor? All right. We're on item 6.
I figured when we were on open forum. Sorry I'm late, guys. I tried to get over from Minnetonka and traffic got me.
Oh, horrible.
Life
all
goes
right.
on.
All right. Well, welcome. I'm turning it the gavel right back to
Oh,
you.
man, Marge, I want it.
Okay.
Okay, well, on to item 7, tree board review then. Old business. Do we have an update on the zoning code update project that we looked at last time?
Yeah, I sent some stuff in because we talked about trees, not the plant. And I would recommend that, that the city consider adopting the list that the Minnesota DNR establishes for trees and shrubs. They discourage planting. Not that they can't plant them, but they discourage them. And those trees are Amur maple, black locust, Norway maples, and their subspecies, Siberian elm and Russian olive. On the shrub one, they had exotic honeysuckle like Tartarian honeysuckle and Morai honeysuckle. And then they had Japanese barberry, which kind of surprised me because there's still a lot of those on sale. So I did a little bit more digging.
Those are
And
super invasive.
it's the ones that are seeded, so it's mostly the carousel series that they're recommending not planting, so.
Okay.
And then the other one is Siberian pea shrub, which is Caragana, which I always know it as, and then winged euonymus, which you can't even buy anymore.
Sure.
So
And yet they persist.
I have never seen those things seed themselves, even though people tell me they do, so,
Seen it a handful of times, but not
yeah.
often. Well, I love that idea of just adopting the DNR's list. I think that makes it super easy. Sarah, what do you need from us on that? Do we need to since we're recommending it to council, do we need to make a motion to recommend that the code be considered?
I don't think a formal motion is necessary.
Okay,
We, as staff, can share that with the consultant and Max and Luke
okay,
for consideration, as proposed by the board.
sure. Well, Mike, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, there's one other thing, because I brought it up about when they were suggesting shrubs, they said 5 gallon, which they're not 5 gallons anymore, they're number 5s. And I said that we should have a minimum because of issues I've seen in the past. And I would recommend that they, for the minimums, they should follow the American nursery standards for nursery stock.
Okay.
Because they've got them in different classes for the type of shrubs, and then they have sizes for those, so I would recommend that also.
I'm on board with that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Marge, do you have?
No, it sounds like great ideas. The work's been done.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Right. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to bring up on the code update project?
Weren't you gonna look into tree replacements?
Like the language? Like
Yeah,
around
like
what's
for-
required?
Right, I mean, size and, because right now it says 3-inch, and we were gonna look at that, and then also the number that they had to plant. Because we kind of thought that was, the number was a little high.
Yes. Yes, I was going to look into that. I did not.
Okay.
I apologize. That is on me, guys. 3 months in between meetings is like, it just went out my brain. I apologize. But I do agree that when we were looking at the code, it seemed a little draconian. Oh, my apologies, guys. I'm not on it today.
Yeah, the diameter seemed to be the more important
Yeah,
choice to be made.
absolutely. Okay, well, if we're feeling good about where we're at on the zoning code update project, my contribution notwithstanding, we can move on to the Tree City USA Growth Award.
Sure, I can mention that.
Yeah, March.
So I just mentioned to Tim shortly before the meeting started is that, we put together, Mike Bender and I, of, I don't know, about 10 or 15 items of the 85 total that are opportunities for us to do for the the Growth Award for the Tree City USA. There's 85 total categories. So we picked some that we thought were pretty straightforward, some that we're automatically doing every year. So why not, take those points? And then some things that maybe could happen in the future. And if you look at 2024 and just total up kind of what we've done already, it looks like we have double the number of points we need to apply for that. So I can send off if you want, Tim, or talk to you afterwards about the suggestions where we can have the points. They're all pretty straightforward and things that we've been doing. Tree debris recycling for fall buckthorn, our spring planting, our fall buckthorn, our giveaway, all of those things count for points. So this award should be pretty straightforward to get every year, by even if we just limit it to this list, this shortened list of 80 from the 85. Okay? And then there's lots of things if we wanted to really go all out some year and do some big festival or something for Arbor Day, we could do that. So we tried to, put the sure things on the list and then maybe some hopeful to do someday. And of course, this can change every year. Okay?
Yes, and if you can send that over, and then we are working, myself and other staff will work through the application process.
I believe it's due in like December, the same time the Tree City USA Award. It's like a subset or something, so not till December, I think. But yes, why don't I send it through? And then I can put in the points for 2024, but you could certainly decide what you want to provide. Okay, thanks.
Could you also include the Bethel class that you had mentioned to me?
Oh, the Shade Tree Short Course, yes.
Yes.
Yes, because that is one of the items that for continued education, we can get 3 points every year. And that's something I know the other foresters have attended. I'm not sure if any other staff go to that. It's a full 2 days away from the office, so from the workplace. But it's very, very well done. You'd be impressed, I think, the first year. And, of course, you attend as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I got to speak at it last year. It was great.
yeah, I missed your class.
That's okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
that good.
I'm sure it was great. Okay, all right, we'll send that both to you, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you, Marge.
yeah.
Then the next thing on the agenda is the 2024 Scott Carver Buckthorn Removal Event. That is Saturday, October 12th. Anybody else? You have an update on that for us, Tim?
Yes, 9 to noon. We'll be providing lunch for volunteers. We have sent out to Hill Murray, North St. Paul, and Tartan High School for volunteers from the Honor Society. So we're waiting to hear back. I've been busy, as I saw Nick today at a tree. It's consumed me for 2 days straight now. So I'm not sure, they might have already heard back from one of them. And yes, I had chose Walton Park right here on the back, the west and northwest corners of it, behind the ball fields, the backstop. I think it's a nice location for me just coming on board here to start out with. We have the pavilions nearby, but also just to, with the sports activities there, to kind of clean it up, let some air flow through there. I imagine it gets really buggy with the swamp in the background there. So that's kind of why I chose that spot to start out with. And I did find there's a decent amount of old growth in there, the berries, and yeah. Although I realize now getting around the city, I mean, there's numerous spots that we could choose, but each year we'll try and narrow it down to the most advantageous for us.
That's a great spot. Yeah. If you ever want, I'd be happy to tag along and show you where we've done stuff in like the Discovery Center where we've been the last several years as well. So you just kind of have a map of like what has been done. Tough to
Yeah.
see what's been up.
Yeah, that'd be great. I can kind of see where it has been done just from
Sure.
noticing that it's cleaned out in the areas and stuff. But I'd love that.
Yeah. But it's a super fun event. Anyone who wants to come hang out, drag brush for a couple hours, it's really fun.
Yes.
It doesn't sound fun, but it is. Yeah, it's good exercise.
Very good.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Tim. And then we've got an update on the tree track at Oakdale Park Reserve. It looks like you guys did some work on this map. This is fantastic.
Mike, do you want to speak to this? Mike is really, instrumental in cleaning this up, I guess, from when we installed the tree track. But you want to talk a little bit about this and what we did this summer?
I'm going to be like Nick, it's been so long I forgot.
Well, the map
But,
is,
but a lot of what we did was, if there was issues, we took them off the map because they weren't getting fixed, so we figured, why have them on the map if they're not getting fixed? So, and then I think on some of them, I also updated the GPS locations on them, coordinates on them too, so.
Cool.
But I'm curious to find out if that group that we took around March, if they enjoyed that, if they would go on their own and look at those trees again, or look at the rest of them, or,
that's a question, maybe if we do it again, we should ask them, do they think they'll come back? I've only heard positive comments from the Oakdale 50-plus group that we took about, 15 people through when this was finished, maybe mid-June, or mid-July, I think it was mid-July. So once the map was updated, then we had a guided tree trek. So we took the people through, people were interested in trees. I think they were surprised at how much we had out there. Some of them are hidden in the woods, right? You have to take some little bypath walks. But I just heard some anecdotal comments, but I think that would be good. There is another class being held at the Discovery Center called Nature Heals, and ARP is the requester, AARP. And after that, I'm going to be taking up to, 20 or 30 people out for a short walk, as many people as want to join for the walk. After the Nature Heals class, we're going to do this again, so I'll make sure to add that. And then, of course, we show them Buckthorn. That's, very important. So I thought this was wonderful, and Mike really helped to get this map put together, and then Laura Linsmeyer from the Discovery Center created this larger map. The existing map was a trifold, and so it was so small, like each section. This is only 1/3 of the tree track, so there's 2/3 that we still have a goal, I think, to update and correct, make sure everything is accurate, and then probably having a map like this, because what did we spend, an hour and a half maybe with the folks on this
Yeah.
map? Yeah, so there's a lot of questions. I just think it's a really nice way to get people involved in trees, and I know the ginkgo pine that was out there, that was kind of interesting because it's a huge tree, and most of us know it as a shrub in the home landscape. But so I thought it was a good learning experience for everybody, but I really want to thank you for.
that was the question I was going to ask is Laura back?
No, she's not back till the end of October.
Because I was going to finish off the other two,
Yeah,
so they could get those corrected and in a format like this, because
right.
this is a lot easier to read than the
This
one they
is
had.
so much easier, yes.
This is a beautiful map. They did a good job on this one.
My only suggestion was that staghorn sumac way down in the bottom, the lower left. You know, I wondered, does that fit better with map 2 or 3? I don't know the sequence, but we never made it down there on our
Well,
hour
actually,
and
it
a
does
half.
fit better with this one.
It does, okay. We just never got down there. Maybe some of those other folks, the walkers, did. But anyway, so this is a good improvement from the installation, I think, of the tree track back in 2021, maybe, to take it to the next level and get some guided tours going. So anyway, any questions about this? Just a fun thing to take around and take a little walk on a nice day. See if you could find them. They're all labeled.
Does make tree ID easier when they're labeled.
Yeah. There is still always an issue about, because when they selected trees, they're not always right on the path. And so if there's a label on the path, and I forget which ones, Mike, you probably remember, they're
Eastern redbud.
the red bud, they're farther back in, you know, maybe 30 feet or 40 feet off the path. So the sign is here, and if you're not there when they're blooming, you might have a hard time, you know, someone who doesn't know what that tree looks like.
Even the forest garden, it's got an apple tree on the pathway, but it's in about 10 yards too.
Right,
But I
right.
think people know what an apple tree is, so.
Yeah,
Good luck getting back into the forest garden to find it.
yeah. Anyway, so that's just a little challenge just because of how we set it up originally, assuming people are going to stay on the path. But then there's a really interesting tree out there that we want to point out, so.
And there is an incorrect label.
There have been some that have been incorrectly labeled, or the label was missing, or,
Well,
yeah.
high bush cranberry, they've got it as Viburnum opulus, which is European high bush, and this is American, so it should be Viburnum trilobum. Like I told Marge, only somebody like me would notice that. So,
I will look into with the DNR about getting those corrected. I'm assuming they provide the signage for that.
No, we did it all in-house here in
Oh, you
Oakdale.
did?
Yeah. The DNR approved the writing of what's on the label, but
Okay.
they didn't come and look at the tree. You know, we told them what the trees were from the staff. You know, the crew went out and identified these trees.
Yep.
And I actually wrote the description, the DNR approved it. And then the QR code takes the visitors to I think it's a DNR Weebly site that lists all these trees in much more description than what's on the label.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess I could mention that Sally Manzera Nature Center, which is just down the road towards Lake Elmo, they're putting one in, but they're actually planting new trees along the path. So the trees will be like right adjacent to the path, so it might be a little easier to follow. And then they have a medicine man, a Native American man named Paul Red Elk, who teaches tree medicine classes there. So they're adding that twist in with their information. So that's another one to go investigate if you're on a nice day. So, okay? Anything else? Any questions, comments? Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Marge and Mike, for the work you put in on that. All right, on to 7B, new business. We've got to talk about the Pete Graske Arbor Day tree giveaway now.
I'd like to get started on that because last year it got, because of complications. I don't think any of us knew what trees we were getting until we showed up to give them away.
Well, I think Tim's got an update for us.
I do, yes. So I have already put in an order. I did quite a bit of research through different nurseries to see if there were any other options besides Bailey's. I found out that there really isn't. They provide almost every other nursery with all their stock. So I did order 4 trees, different species, just to kind of get ahead of it on the ball. They have an early bird order date, especially that pertains to containerized. We have one species in that that will be containerized. It's a white pine. Then I ordered, I ordered 50 of each. Then I ordered 50 Kindercrisp apple, 50 river birch, and 50 Japanese lilac.
Just a straight one or one of the cultivars?
Nope, the straight. And that order isn't necessarily set in stone. I just wanted to, after working with Amanda at Bailey's, I realized logistically you can run into issues. From what it sounded like from last year's, they came very close to the due date of when we needed them. So I want to kind of get on top of that. It's not, like I said, set in stone. If there's any tweaks to be made, I'm open to any different options that you may come up with.
I got a question about the river birch that was, is it going to be like a single stem selection?
It's a clump of 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you be open to a single stem selection instead of a clump of 3?
Yep.
Okay.
I can check back with her and make sure. I'm assuming that they would carry. So with these 4 species also, these are also all local pickup. So we're avoiding the shipping cost and the logistics of getting them shipped here from their nursery in Oregon,
Sure.
which was a substantial amount of money we're saving on the shipping cost. And I just think it'll avoid an extra headache that week if we can locally, our staff can pick them up from Woodbury and their Newport location, I believe, all 4 species.
Sure. Yeah, certainly not opposed to that. I just would rather see a single stem rather than a clump, just for longevity purposes for those trees, rather than giving people a tree that's prone to falling apart.
Okay.
It's worth.
Yep.
Mike, I know you got opinions. I'd love to hear them.
No, that's fine. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that we got,
Yeah.
because typically at Bailey's, you need to get your order in by August. Because then, they got all the orders in, and then when they go through their inventory in the wintertime, then they can fulfill them. And if, a lot of the people who get their orders in early do get what they want, so.
Amanda notified me. I've had multiple conversations, and she said it was September 15th.
Cool.
Maybe it changed. And I do know that your salesperson, Paul Hassing, would like to meet you too.
Oh,
Amanda is his helper.
yes, I believe I've spoke with him, actually. He was the one who did the final invoice because she was out of the office when I had called her.
What size white pines did you order?
Those were, I believe, the number 5 containerized.
Okay.
Holy.
Yes.
Okay. I just am imagining people with their 2-door Honda Civics trying to go home with a containerized white pine.
Not any worse than those Buckeyes last year.
Those 2-inch diameter Buckeyes, those were insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that selection. No crab apples. I'm happy to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments on selection? Anything else to do with the tree giveaway?
I have one more thing too to add to that. There has also been discussion about possibly moving it to the North Fire Station
Oh, okay.
for an indoor event.
The drive-through situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Utilizing one of their bays, just in case weather were to cause any issues.
Okay.
And that is still in discussion.
Yeah, I'd support that. That'd be cool. Way closer to my house.
Yeah.
Me too.
We're good with that. Awesome. Well, keep us posted on that because that'd be really cool. All right, let's talk 2025 work plan then. Looks like we've got our 2024 work plan for reference back here. Are you guys just looking for us to like recommend moving forward with a slightly modified version of this work plan?
Yes.
Okay.
And if there was anything else you'd like to add,
I guess I'd have one comment on the increased public communication related to our events. I'm not sure they've all been in, like the Oakdale update this past year, and I don't know, I remember talking to the mayor about, maybe it was our tree planting that wasn't listed in there, and that was always open to the community. But if it's not, I know everybody's going online, but not everybody's going online. We still read that, I have both, and I still look at things in that book, that Oakdale Update book. So I just like to remind us and the staff that we should get those, whatever has to happen to get it in on a deadline for printing. Because I know social media is going to be a lot faster, but I'd like to see that happen. This year, I think we were short volunteers. We still got the work done with some teenagers that were there to help, but it's always nice to see, we've had parents with kids come and really make it a community-wide event. So, just my 2 cents, okay?
Yeah, I like our 3 events that we do are super fun. I hope we get to keep doing those as long as the city's got an appetite for it. Are you looking for us to like maybe come back to the next meeting with recommendations or like an approval, or like what would the timeline be that you guys are looking for from us on this?
Yeah, I think next meeting, if there was any additions or any other thoughts on it, or just an approval of what we currently have.
So there will be a discussion with the council too before you guys do your final approval. So yeah, if you can bring your ideas and any suggested changes to the January meeting, it won't be approved before you have that discussion with the council.
Lovely, we will do
Yes.
that. Okay. I'll make sure I write it down so I do it this time.
I just have a question, since this was our first year, I think, having a work plan. So this is like the goal of next year, but then when we do things like the tree track or anything else like that, that's something that happens after this is created. So do we ever have to capture that, or our minutes are adequate for that?
Mr. Chair. Tree Board, Chris Volker, City Administrator. Great question. I want to clarify a couple things. So Sarah's right that the next meeting, you'll talk about it, although we haven't set the council workshops yet. So however that works, you might have the council discussion before, or it might be even at that meeting, actually. Then you'll come back and approve your work plan after the feedback from the council, okay? Just so you have a little time. This is great that they're getting this to you early, that you're the first ones, first commission. So if you do have more ideas, I encourage you to let Tim know about what else. My caution, though, is the staff cannot take work direction from the tree board. That does have to go through council and me, because I'm the only one that can give them that work direction. So if you're creating new events like that tree track, that hasn't been blessed by the council yet, so it's not a permanent thing. But it can be. So I encourage you to put it on the work plan. That's in answer to your question. Let the council, or have that discussion with the council, see if the council wants to take it on as a city event. And then they'll ask about the workload and stuff, and staff will reply, and that's kind of how it goes. So the more communication, the better, I think, is what I'm encouraging.
Okay,
Okay? Thanks.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Okay.
Cool, so everybody put some time into thoughts on our work plan for 2025, and we will discuss it with council when we see them in probably January?
Likely.
Yeah, okay, excellent, we can do that. Notes. Okay, we're on to the second number 6 on your agenda. Other.
8, how about 8?
The dangers of cut and paste.
Yeah. All right,
Can make that an 8, but it was funnier the other way.
yeah.
Staff liaison updates. Tim?
Yeah, so we have a few updates here. Our crews, all departments of the Public Works have been extremely busy with all sorts of different tree issues, just with storm damage. The amount of rain we've had, every tree has soaked up that much more weight this season. And also EAB has kept us very busy in between those few storms since I've been here. I've only been here a brief amount of time, but we have been very busy, and we've had numerous occasions where all departments, streets, utilities are sending crews out to help us out with that. We, however, in saying that, when we do get the opportunity, there are also issues that I would like to kind of per se tackle. One being the Discovery Center parking lot there. I'm sure know, there's an issue at Oak Wilt and Two Line Chestnut Borer out there. So those are some things, and our own parks that still have low priority stumps. A lot of the EAB trees have been removed out of the parks, but the priority on the stump grinding right now falls towards the residents and the boulevards. We're trying to take care of those. With that, we also, with the more and more utilities that are in the ground, that you want to take on as much of that as possible. When you call in locates for those utilities, that is a 2-week window you get on that locate. And so far, the 7 that I've had ground out our crews, we've had to locate multiple utilities on each one. So it's not as fast as a lot of residents think, just come out, I need you to come out and grind our stumps. So we are trying to tackle those ones and then move on to the parks when we kind of get more time to do so. But like I said, the Discovery Center parking lot there, I'd like to, I have multiple trees marked right now just for when the leaves do fall, that will be removed. Yeah, and then another one, Buckthorn curbside pickup starts next Tuesday. The 24th is the first one. We already have waivers that have been coming into us, people signing up for it. And then the next date, we have 3 different dates for that. The next one is October 8th and October 22nd. And the guidelines are on the city website for what the residents need to do and on the waiver as well. The citywide cleanup is this Saturday, September 21st, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Public Works facility. And then the Willowbrook Commons grand opening, the new park up there, is on Saturday, October 12th from 1 to 3, open to all residents. And the Tanners Lake park concepts are live on the park system plan. This survey will close on September 30th, so in a couple weeks here. And that's all I have for updates.
Excellent, thank you.
Good question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I may have missed it earlier because I was otherwise occupied, but there's an event coming up on the 28th in the Discovery Center, Got Buckthorn. Did you guys talk about that earlier?
Yes.
Okay, then I won't interrupt.
And you're invited.
I'm hoping to come so that I can learn how to identify buckthorn well.
Hey, I'll be looking for you.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for the updates. Board members, does anybody have any updates that we haven't? I feel like we've been kind of updating as we go.
Did anybody else watch that University of Massachusetts?
Not me.
Was it good?
You didn't miss anything. This was,
Thank
this was the most boring one I've ever listened to. It
Oh,
was-
no.
That
it
is
was-
saying something.
It was geared mostly for management.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
send it to Tim.
It was an hour something long, and
Oh,
I was going, why am I even here? This is, there's nothing. The only thing I learned about, where I was kind of surprised about, was the amount of Norway maples that they still have in the upper East Coast, because I've heard for years that they were banned up there, so, because they don't want them to take over the sugar maples, which is their main crop up there, but I was surprised that they said that that's still one of the predominant trees on the East Coast, so. But other than that,
I mean, if you've got your board certified master arborist, those management credits are hard to come by for your continuing education, so
yeah.
that may have been the goal.
But there's another one, I think on October 8th.
I mean, you sold that last one so well. You should-
No, I sold the first one so well because the first one was interesting.
well, thanks for keeping an eye out for us.
Thank you,
and,
Mike.
Yeah, our education. Continuing ed credits. Nope, nothing.
No
from
other
me.
updates, all right. Council liaison. What do you have for us?
Well, good evening. And Tim took all of my updates. But I will tell you this, today I went to the dermatologist for my annual skin cancer check. Skin cancer, Minnesota is the third highest skin cancer rates in the country. So I just want to encourage all of you to get your skin cancer checks.
Sunscreen.
And sunscreen, thank you, yeah. And happy to answer any questions if you have any. No?
Any questions for our council person?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
Short and sweet.
You're cooking. Well, that is everything on our agenda. Does anybody have anything else before I seek a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We will adjourn.
Eh,
Gavel.
oh. All
Say
right, thanks.
Dallas.
Thanks, Nick. I think we're going to have a little meet and greet just shortly, you know that.